What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another edition of Overdose. I'm here with a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Nika Samples, but I go by the Vaguru.
What's the Vaguru?
The Vaguru means vagina guru. So that means I know mostly everything there is to know about vaginas and vaginal health and wellness and sex and sexuality.
All right, well, we about to find out. All right, so we're going to watch this video. You're going to give us your perspective of what he says. Just basically verify or deny if he is truthful in what he speaks.
All right, let's do it.
All
I'm ready.
Let's jump right into it. Bada bing, bada bo, bada bo. Now he screams at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, he looks wild, but he's like
no,
wearing the same
I just
color
wanted
as
you
me,
to know.
so, like, I feel like we have the same shirt on.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, man. All right, guys. So I got a DM, I think it was last night. A guy DM'd me. He was like, yo, FitX, man, I'm 18 years old, and, you know, I'm 6 feet tall, and, I just can't seem to get girls. I don't know what's going on. He's like, the only thing I've done was kiss 2 girls in like a 3-week span. That was the most I've ever done. He's like, I don't know what to do. What is what is the secret? That's the damn title of this video. What is the secret to get any girl you want, right? He's doing his best to get girls, but he just can't seem to get girls. I don't want to read the whole DM because it's just too long, right? He's like, what do I do for that? All right, guys.
Okay, but before he tells us his advice, what would your advice be if someone was a friend of yours and they asked you this question?
So one of my male friends is asking me, what do I need to do to get girls?
Yes.
How do I get girls?
Yes.
So, you know, I always like to say that everybody is their own unique individual. Okay. There is no like one-stop shop for everybody. There is no one thing that works for everyone. Okay. And that pertains to, you know, vaginas as well. I was like talking about it, right? So if I want to generalize it, as a woman, in order to be able to capture my attention and to get me, it's very important that I'm listened to. Pay attention to me. Okay. So I feel that it's super important to be somewhat of a manipulator to be able to get the person that you want, because what do manipulators do? They feed into your ego. They feed into your personality. They pay you attention. They want your affirmation. They want you to think they are the greatest person in the world. So in order for them to be able to do that and have that perspective given to you from them, they have to feed into your ego. They have to mirror everything that you love and everything that you like and everything that you want. And so if you want to get a woman to fall for you, no matter who you are, who she is, pay attention to her likes, her dislikes, her wants, needs, values, her conversation, even mirror her posture and the way that she moves around. Because people love themselves. People are very much into themselves. So people love.
Get spicy real quick.
So people love to be able to identify with another person and seeing themselves, and then people literally like want to date themselves. So a lot of things you said in that introduction. Okay, so one thing, the first thing, let's rewind a little bit and let's go back to the beginning stages. Attraction wise. Obviously, you see a person. What attracts you to a person? What attracts me personally to a person? Yes, you personally,
and I would guess your friend groups will have the same kind of...
Oh, man. That's tough for me. I'm very different. I'm super unique. Everything about me is different. So the first thing that attracts me about a person is going to depend on the environment that I'm in, for sure. So can we, like, niche down the snenario a bit? Like, where am I at? Because
I can give you context. I can always add context. But let's go even before that, because I honestly... I don't want to outright call you like a liar, but obviously if a guy comes to you, I don't know how tall you are, but if a guy comes to you and he's like 5'1", you're not going to be probably interested, I'm assuming.
Well, 5'1" is extremely short.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know any guys that are 5'1".
I definitely do.
So
I definitely do.
That's a situation I've never actually had to be in.
Okay,
so
how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Okay, so 5'6". Let's just say a guy that's 5'6".
Yeah.
Have you dated a guy that's around that 5'6", 5'5", or 5'7"?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we can start with that.
I have.
Okay, so would you prefer someone that's taller?
Absolutely.
She's not playing no games. Okay, so initially when someone's coming to you, looks wise, they have to be, I guess, a certain height. that you just said. What about facial structures or I don't know, fashion or confidence? What are those? How do those play into what you perceive as attractive to you personally?
Okay, so confidence is going to be number one.
Okay.
And so if you had asked me this question 15 years ago, I would have had a different answer for you.
Okay.
But being the woman that I am now and having the experience with dating and like men and even growing as a person, the things that I find to be attractive are not the superficial things anymore.
Okay.
So the confidence is definitely going to stand out for me the most. Like if you were ballsy enough to walk up to me, then I have to give you the time of day for at least 5 minutes because you were pretty bold. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm intimidating, right? So I love to just hear how you think and the things that you say. So again, because I'm an intellect myself and I love to have a great conversation, I'm going to be impressed with the fact that you can walk up to me, politely introduce yourself, and us start a conversation because that's the way I am. I can walk up to anyone and start a conversation. So again, if I see me and you, I'm going to be somewhat attracted and we can build on that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, does pre-selection or status play a role in that as well? For instance, let's say you saw him, I'm giving you more context, you was, I don't know, at a bar or somewhere, and he was around like a lot of friends and a lot of women versus the opposite of just someone who's like has no friends and not around nobody, and they both approach you the exact same manner. Do you perceive them differently?
I don't, because perspective is based on the person that's perceiving it, right? And things are just not what they seem, especially nowadays, like with social media and just everything being about like vanity metrics and image. So just because you're around a whole bunch of people doesn't mean that like you have like a greater status or you're like cooler or have a better personality than the guy that's just laying low and he's completely by himself. I have no idea who either of you are, and I would not base my opinion on you from, you know, where you walked up to me from.
Got you.
That wouldn't play a part for me.
Okay, so let me give you another scenario.
Do it.
So let's just say a dude approaches you on Instagram. And he has like no followers. He has like no.
I'm gonna think that it's like a spam creeper woman. Sorry.
Person. Not no followers. He has I don't know the normal amount.
Like
he's
500.
He's like a normal person. He's just a regular person who has friends. You can see that he has a couple friends, that he plays video games and he goes to work, he does, whatever. But the other person has like a lot of followers. He's around a lot of people. He's got girls on his comments saying, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so cute." Does that affect your attractiveness to that person?
It does affect it, and actually I think that the person that has the larger amount of followers and seems to have like more of a fan base, I would be less attracted to.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
I would be.
No, explain that.
Me personally,
because opposite wise, most women would disagree with that.
Well, I've already been in those situations, so I kind of already know what to expect from the guy who has like 200K followers, right? So the guy that has a few or less followers, I would probably feel that he was a little bit more grounded, and most importantly, was going to pay me all of the attention because that's what I want. I am not going to be your fan.
Pause 1 second. Pause 1 second. No, hold on. Pause 1 second.
Okay.
You said something very specific. You said something very.
What did I say?
I would say very controversial.
Okay, let's be controversial.
No, meaning like you said specifically that you want them to be all your attention to be on me, which is the woman.
Me.
That does not work. What we see in data-wise, that does not work. What we see in matter of fact, let me go back and let me get more context of what you mean when you said that. Because what I thought when you said that was, I'm showing you more attention. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And it kind of like takes away from maybe he's doing something in his life and he starts to give you a lot of that attention. Most of the time, what we see in data-wise is the female starts to actually lose attraction because the guy kind of loses himself inside of you instead of the opposite way around where the girl loses herself inside of him.
Okay. So I think that when it comes to the initial phase or stages of dating, you do kind of have to like play this chess game.
Yeah.
And you do have to do this like, well, let me make you a little bit jealous. Let me like not pay you so much attention. Let me not respond. Like, right? But once you get past that point, the game should kind of be coming to an end. It should be ceasing at that point. And then the real person can come out and the real behavior can come out once you become more relaxed. So I would say that when we're doing like the initial non-physical foreplay, you're right. But then when it comes to us being in a relationship, then some things need to shift. and I don't necessarily want to be with a man that I have to compete with 60,000 other women for. It's going to be really, really difficult for him to pay me the attention that I need if he's got to become this idol for all of these other people. It's just spreading yourself too thin, and that's not the type of man I want. Because again, I want a man that pays me a lot of attention because I'm going to be the most attracted to him for that reason. If he doesn't have time to pay me that attention and understand what I want, then I'm not going to want him.
You're not going to want him. Okay. So if he starts to lose himself in you, would you feel like you would lose attraction, or have you had that happen before?
What is lose yourself in someone?
Okay. For instance, lose yourself in someone. Let's say he's, I don't know his schedule. Let's just make up a scenario. He has a schedule between a time of 10 to 5. He does his work. He does his normal job stuff. And then he has his hustle, I would say, his business that he's maybe trying to build. Then he starts spending time with you. And instead of, no, I really got to do my hustle. I got to work, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, let me kill that. Let me go with you. Let me hang out with you. Let me hang out with you. Let me hang out with you. And you start to see that he's slipping in the business sector. So would you personally be like, okay, I actually still like this person and still have attraction for this person?
Yes, I would, but I'm a bud nipper, right? A bud nipper.
What is that?
I nip things in the bud, right? And I'm also a woman that really enjoys my space and my personal time. You know, I'm a huge empath. I know a lot of people say that, but I really become very exhausted if I don't have time that I can spend by myself completely alone.
Okay, got you.
So if I started to see that his patterns and behaviors were changing and he was starting to shift away from himself, I would bring that up. Because it's really important for me as a woman to be with a man who's very solid in who he is.
Gotcha.
So I would stress to him politely that it's important for you to maintain as a man, because if you're pouring too much into me, then you have nothing left eventually, right? So I would have to explain that to him, because I love a man that is doing his own thing. Just like majority of women. So but that doesn't mean that I don't want him to be able to start spending more time with me as opposed to other people, right? But I wouldn't want him to completely just devour his
time.
Me.
Got you.
That would be him changing from the person that I met.
Got you.
And I wouldn't want that.
Okay, got you. Understood. So for you personally, I know we haven't even gotten to the video. This is juicy already. So for you personally, do you see yourself chasing guys and getting them, or they chase you and get you?
So I hate chase, because if I'm running from you, then I'm running from you, right?
Got you.
So I prefer pursuit. Right?
That's actually a good.
I do not pursue men in any way, form, or fashion unless we are already together. Then I'm gonna be like, you're gonna feel me if you're already my man. But I'm not gonna pursue a man, because to me that's masculine, and I'm not that. So, not to say that I don't step in and out of femininity and masculinity, but I know where I rest. And so I like to give a man space to pursue me, because I'm going to let him know I'm interested, and then give him the space to do what he's going to do. But I'm going to
hold on, pause. Real quick. So you said something very specific that actually pertains to this video, now that I can bring it back all around. You said give him interest. What are some ways that you personally, as well as your friends, give a guy interest that you are interested in, then sexually attractive wise, etc.?
So again, it's going to be based on where we meet. So it's going to be different whether he sends me a DM, if I meet him in a grocery store, if I meet him at, the gas station, which I hate. Don't approach women at gas stations. It's really scary. Or, a grocery store.
Hold on. No, see, now you got to keep stopping. But I would definitely disagree. I would definitely, as a guy who has to, might never see this woman again. So I would say maybe change your approach of how you do it, but definitely if you see something that you like and you see something that you want, definitely go for it. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can, but it's super risky to try to talk to a girl at the gas station, because we're already on edge, and there's so many crimes that are committed at gas stations. It's just super uncomfortable. I feel like you're gonna try to mug me if you come up to me at my car. I don't like it.
I get it.
So it just depends, but I love to give a man eye contact. So if we're in the same room and I'm interested in you, I won't say anything. But I'm gonna be eyeballing your ass, real seductively, right? And then I'm gonna give you room to come and speak to me, and if you don't, then that means that you're possibly not interested, but that like never happens to me.
So make sure you wear your glasses and contacts. I'd be fucked up. I wouldn't even be able to know who's looking at me. I can barely see you in front of my face.
Oh, if I was looking at you, you'd feel it. My energy is very strong. You would feel that I was looking at you for sure if you didn't see me first. And I've definitely had guys like send me messages on DMs, and sometimes I've been interested. It depends on like the approach.
Okay.
I love a man that's polite.
Okay.
I love that. I'm not into hey.
What is one DM that worked that you was like, okay, this is something I can actually explore?
Okay, so like maybe like a year ago, this guy was like, "Hi Vaguru, I think you're really beautiful. I love the perspective that you bring to this platform. I've learned so much from, you know, reading your page and being on your content, and I've actually told a lot of my girlfriends about you. I think you're really cool, and if you'd ever be interested, I'd love to take you out to dinner." And I was like, it could be game, but you have my attention because you were polite and you affirmed me and you said you paid attention to me. So you're feeding my ego.
Okay.
Off top, like I'm interested.
You feeding my? Do you think that truly works? Feeding a woman's ego?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times
everybody has one.
Everyone has one. Yes, I would definitely agree. But a lot of times, I think guys do that and they don't get results.
Well, what I consider feeding my ego may not be what you consider feeding my ego.
Gotcha.
If you tell me I'm pretty, that does nothing for me.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So it just depends. And again, you're feeding my ego by paying attention to me.
Okay.
Say something to me that's a little out of the box.
Oh, see? Now we're getting somewhere.
Right.
Okay. So, okay, got you. So say something to you that's a little out of the box. For you personally, gas stations are not the move. I'm just basically summing it and get back to the video.
Yeah.
And for you, it's about confidence when it comes to a guy approaching a woman.
It is. And, you know, being polite and also giving me a little bit of space because you don't want to invade someone's personal space that you don't know.
Okay.
Some people approach other people and they get really close into their personal space, and that is already uncomfortable. So like, let's have like at least 3 feet in between us. You know, if you're a confident man, you're gonna speak loud enough for me to hear you with that distance. You know, but I've had like men get really close to me, and already I'm like offended. So I don't care what you're about to say.
You said something very interesting. So speak very clearly, speak very confidently, speak very. I would even say speak louder than what you think that you speak.
Right.
If that makes more sense.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially because if you're like trying to sound sexy, it's gonna be a little lower or whatever. But you know, give me a little bit of space, give me some eye contact.
Okay.
And walk up to me like you want me.
Okay.
Be confident now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now let's continue on the video.
Okay.
Let's go.
The secret to get any girl you want, guys, is to have this mindset right here.
Okay.
Outcome independence, right? This is the #1 thing you need to adopt as a man to be able to pull any chick you want. Outcome independence. You don't care what happens. See, a lot of guys think, okay, if I want her bad enough, that's gonna make her want me. No. A lot of guys think, hey, if I chase her long enough, that's gonna make her change her mind one day and like me. No, that's not how you can pull any girl you want to. See, guys, you want to be able to date chicks, right, that are chasing you. There's no point in me being with a girl that is not pursuing me more, right? I'm not here to be mitad. It's a Spanish word, half and half. There's no half and half for me. It's you're going to chase me, right? And in order for you to be able to get that, is you have to be outcome independent. You don't care what happens. But
what are your thoughts on that so far?
He's single.
Because I know you was doing a lot of.
He's single.
He's
single. Totally. I think what he's trying to say is that he would rather know that a woman is interested in him first. Okay. And that makes sense, right? Because it can be a little intimidating to walk up to a woman. Like men have like very large, fragile egos. And there are a lot of women that like crush and they're just rude, right? And so I understand that, right? I understand like, I hope that she doesn't clown me when I walk up to her in front of her friends. Because that could happen. Some women are like very rude in that way.
True.
So it's important as a man to already know that she's interested before you make a move. And that's why I said, I will give a man some crumbs.
Yes.
The trail is there for you to come find me. Right? I will do that for you. But as far as like chasing a man, absolutely, positively not. Okay. It's just for me, I'm just so about like energies, right? I believe that everything is yin and yang. Everything has like a partner, but that's opposite of them. But as a unit, they work. Like peanut butter and jelly.
Okay, so the first thing that he said about the outcome independent, what are your thoughts on that? Well, not the first thing, I'm sorry. He said that's the number one thing.
I think that is a defense mechanism.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You don't care what happens? Sure you do. Unless you don't actually like this person for real. If you really are interested in somebody, you're going to care if they like you or not, or if they shut you down or not. It's going to have some sort of impact. So I feel like him pretending that he doesn't care what happens is just a defense mechanism just in case it's a no. Right? Okay. So you got to be a little bit vulnerable as well if you're going to approach somebody.
Okay. Yes and no. So I think he definitely is not saying that he doesn't care, but basically saying it doesn't.
Did he not say it?
No, meaning like overall outcome independent. What I get from outcome independent, it just means, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
But he said,
gotcha.
I listen to what people say.
Gotcha.
You don't care what happens. Like,
I think that's
what he said.
You're right. He did say that, but I think he's more so exaggerating, saying you don't care what happens. Basically, moving a person that's watching this video from, I wonder what this person is like. I wonder how she's gonna move. I wonder if she's gonna reject me and blah blah blah. To the opposite end was, hey, just don't care about it. So now you're moving the needle to that side.
Okay, so if she's interested, you don't care.
If she's interested, you don't care.
The outcome could be that she's interested. So if she's interested, you don't care that happened?
You do care, but again, it's minuscule. It's like saying, okay, if we don't have sex, she's come over at 10 o'clock p.m. after drinks or whatever, she comes over and we don't have sex, okay, cool. If we do, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what I hear you saying.
Got you.
But that's not what he said.
Got you. Okay.
And that's
what I got from it. That's what I got from it. But
yeah, and he's like super insecure and arrogant, and I definitely would never be interested in him. And he looks like he might be kind of tall, but then he could be short. But the muscles on top of muscles, and you know what I mean. Like he's doing a lot for attention for somebody who doesn't care what the outcome is.
Oh, you causing smoke? You gonna be back for sure. So I'm about to have you here every week. All right, so let's continue with the video.
To get to that, you have to do 3 things, right? Number 1, you have to be undeniable. Before you can not care what outcome comes from any interaction with a girl, you have to be undeniable. If you're not undeniable, you're going to still care what happens. What is undeniable? This is the first thing you must do. What is undeniable? You have to be the best you can be in everything. Game, looks, style, status. You have to be the best. That's how you be undeniable. Right? That's how you can have the outcome independence. Once I'm undeniable, once I know, hey, I have enough status, I know I'm good looking, I have style, and I have game. You have to have these 4 in total. Then you're undeniable. Hey, I'm the dude, I'm that dude. I'm undeniable. Right? Once you become once you know that, hey, baby, you can't do much better than me. You let me know. Can you, baby, how many guys do you know are going to look like me, have as much status as me, have as much style, and as much game as me?
I see you over there just reacting.
I'm like
what are your thoughts
clutching my pearls right now with this guy.
Okay. Give us your perspective.
I would love to know how old this guy is. Okay. So to start from, a positive perspective, he's not wrong in the way he's trying to express himself, right? Okay. Because yes, what women value is, a little bit different than what men value. I feel like 100%. Women do value status. Yes. They do value men with money. They do value being able to be provided for and taken care of, because those are 2 of the aspects that are pertaining to having a man of high value, right?
Yes.
Just like a man wants a woman that's physically attractive and has a beautiful face and is nurturing. Okay. Right. So these are the things that we look for, just like there are certain things you look for. Yes. It's not fair to say that I'm a gold digger because I would expect you to provide for me, just like I wouldn't expect you to accept me if I'm ugly in your perspective.
Exactly. Key point. This is why I don't call women gold diggers, because in my thought process, you should be a gold digger. You should be looking for someone that can provide security financially and the security for you and your kids and your offspring. So yeah.
Right. So I think that's what he's trying to say. You know, men, you guys are very competitive by nature. And so, yeah, you definitely want to be like the king. You want to be like the lion. You want to be the alpha male.
Yes. 100%.
That is just standing out amongst the rest.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So if we're speaking from a general perspective, what he's saying you ought to be in like the 4 things he named, that is something that would be of value to a woman.
Yes.
But the approach matters as well.
What do you mean?
And the attitude. If he came up to any woman that I know saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, you can't do no better than me, boy.
Okay, hold on. Pause for a second. Again, I don't think he's saying that's how he's going to say that. He's probably going to, I guess, make her feel that.
Okay, so I really don't know who this guy's audience is. Maybe
well,
this is...
I can tell you it's like probably like 95% men and 5% women. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, some women will see this, and I think that any woman that sees this would cancel him out immediately, me being one of them. I'm completely dry listening to him and like looking at him, right? So, like I said, I think that what he's saying is true, and so maybe he's like yelling and screaming because he's talking to men, right? So he's like coaching you guys.
Yeah.
But it definitely does matter how you approach a woman after those 4 qualities have been presented. Okay, so like, cool, that's what's up. Okay. What else do you have? Okay. Because you have to be able to get me to stay with you.
Okay, got you.
You got me, but what's going to keep me here? And that attitude is not. You're the prize and I'm not the prize. I'm supposed to be the one that's grateful. No.
Okay. So, let's touch on this for a second. So you don't feel like that?
No, not at all.
Not at all. No. So when you with someone, you would prefer them to be, I guess, on equal terms, or what?
Well, when it comes to what? Because this is what I like to say. You know, men and women, we're equal, but we're not the same. Okay. So what are you asking me specifically?
I'm asking, so when you are dating a guy or a person, do you look at them as your, I don't know, quote unquote, alpha or king or whatever?
You mean, do I look to them as somebody who, like, I'm going to be a little subservient to?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, wouldn't that make them above you in a certain aspect of the relationship wise and leadership wise and guidance wise?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay. Yes. All right. So now we can continue.
But the thing is, when it comes to somebody who's a leader, I'm only going to follow you if I respect you and I feel that you love 100%. Me. And you're leading me to the right place.
Okay, you said something interesting. You said love me.
Oh, yeah.
So that matters to you personally as well.
Yeah, when it comes to a leader, I need to understand that wherever you're leading to me is going to be in my best interest, right? Okay, and so that you care about me. I trust you, so you can lead me. Absolutely.
Okay, right. Okay, that's very key. All right. Okay.
Undeniable. This is going to give you that outcome independence. You're going to know, hey, I don't even care. Whatever happens, happens, right? That is guys, women, it's a mindset, right? They got guys who are billionaires who can't pull chicks. They got guys who are extremely good looking who can't pull chicks. They got guys who claim they have a mouthpiece, but they still can't keep girls around, right? It's that mindset. I don't care what happens. This is what's gonna attract girls to you. This is what's gonna gravitate girls towards you. Girls are attracted to men who don't care. Whatever happens, happens. The second thing you must understand and do is to understand that you won't get every girl. That's part of the outcome independence. You won't get every girl. Even after you become undeniable, even after you've worked on yourself, even after you've hit the gym hard, you improve your style, you're known, you're known in your community, whatever you do, you have game, you're charismatic, you can talk to chicks, you can sweet talk any girl, you're still not gonna get every girl. That's that outcome independence. That's the mindset that you need to pull chicks. But let me tell you something. This interesting thing. Let me give you guys an example. Right? I had a girl I DM'd last week. I tried to set plans with her. She was stalling. I stopped responding. I didn't care. I moved on. Guess who hit me up an hour ago on my Instagram DMs? Hey, the same girl that I pursued. Tried to set a date. Didn't work out. She didn't confirm. I stopped responding. Right? Guess who? Hey, I told her, what's up? I want to see you. Why do you think she came back? I did not care if I lost her. That's the mindset that men have to adopt.
What are your thoughts? Perspective.
Something fell through with the guy she really wanted. So she was like, I'll see, what restaurant he'll take me to.
Actually, that's real shit that you just said.
It wasn't about you.
Yeah, it was just about bad timing.
Yeah, I mean, she was interested in somebody else, and then she like circled back and like was like, hey, just like men do.
Okay.
We all do it. Yeah.
Great. Okay. All right.
I don't care if I lose you. I don't care if you don't want me. I don't care. And 9 times out of 10, what that does is it makes girls come back. They're like, whoa, okay, this dude is good looking. He has style. So maybe for whatever reason, she might have wanted you to pursue a little harder, or she might have wasn't so sold on you, right? And you did. Hey, I don't care. I'm not gonna get every single girl, and she comes back. This is happening to me more and more. The more I can ingrain this mindset inside of me, hey, I'm undeniable, but I have outcome independence. I don't care what happens.
Oh, he said something very interesting. So I'm just present it in a form of a question.
Okay.
If a guy approaches you and he has the confidence, he has the style, he has whatever, I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. One scenario, he's talking to you basically like not telling you that that you are beneath him, but he's like basically being like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah. Like you kind of feel like that. Versus someone that's on equal terms. What are your thoughts on the 2?
So a man would not be able to successfully approach me with the attitude that I'm beneath him. I think that definitely comes from with being in the relationship already. So now we can, sit in our roles. Okay. But you're not approaching me with the attitude that I'm beneath you. That's like very misogynistic to me. So that wouldn't work.
Okay, so you would be like type of, get on my face type of thing or what?
It depends on what he said, but if I felt uncomfortable, then I don't need to continue to talk to you. I'm very energetic. If you make me feel uncomfortable, then there's nothing left to talk about. However, with this man right here, he did feel a way about it because he's bringing it up. Okay. So he's still thinking about the fact that it happened, right? Okay. And so I just think that if he's like running around DMing everybody and then he doesn't get a response and he goes to the next one, he's just playing a numbers game, the probability game. If I reach out to enough, someone's gonna say yes, right? But as a woman, if a man that I'm actually interested in sends me a message that is polite and appropriate, I'm going to respond to him. So the fact that he's not getting responses until days and weeks and months later means that they were not initially attracted to you for whatever reason and you were not the first, second, or third choice.
Okay, when you get a DM, you go to their page and look at their profile pictures.
I don't really have time. Okay. I do get a lot of DMs, but like when I read them, I'll read them. I read them, and sometimes I respond, and sometimes I block the person, or sometimes I don't. Blocked. Okay. For sure. Because it's just like, again, it's just like, what do I have time for? Gotcha. And there's going to be certain words that are put together that, make me feel away, and I'm going to be like, okay, what's the situation with this? I'm kind of interested.
Okay. So for you do your homework and research to be like, okay, let me see what this person is about. Let me look at his profile. Let me look at blah, 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 and then respond to him.
No, I don't really do it like that. I'm kind of like a hard ass. Tell me. So if I'm interested, I'll just be like, call me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because just your Instagram is a story. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Call me. Let me hear you. And then if they're like, oh, I don't really talk on the phone, delete.
Okay, so hold on for a second. I got okay. So a guy initially reaches out to you. Yes. Okay, you see that it's good work or he's attractive or whatever. Yes. You like, let's just skip all this back and forth. Right. Call or whatever.
Call me. Yeah. Call me, because if I'm interested in you, call me. If we can have a conversation, then I'll go back and look at your Instagram. Wow. Yeah. But I'm not gonna waste my time looking at your Instagram. Initially, like I'm not going to do the research on you and then we get on the phone and you're a dud. Okay. Right? Yeah. No, call me. Okay. See how ballsy you are. Okay. Oh, oh, you scared? Delete. You're not confident enough for me. But I have that guys be like, what's your number? And I give it to them. They're like, okay, when should I call you? Yeah. Thank you for asking me. Yeah. When? Yeah. Call me in 30 minutes.
Got you.
Okay, cool. Okay. And it starts moving that way. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is somebody I could possibly talk to, hang out with. Okay. And then if I'm interested, then I'm gonna go back and do my due diligence, because it takes a little while to really look into someone's Instagram, because I'm like reading comments, I'm looking at dates,
y'all women are FBI. I'm just looking at a couple of pictures. Okay,
because that's what you value.
Got you.
That's what you value.
True.
Right? Yeah. I want to know a little bit more. I want to see how people speak to you, how you respond to them. Like, are you polite? Are you a jerk? Like, I want to know. I want to know how you treat other people.
Got you. So key takeaway is to treat everyone that's in your Instagram like, I wouldn't say like friends, but
just be kind.
Yeah, just be kind.
Just
okay.
be kind.
And polite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
I literally do not care. When I go up to a chick, when I'm approaching a chick, or if I DM a chick, I don't care what happens. If it's not the outcome that I want, nothing else matters to me. And that forces girls to have to chase me. Now you have to chase me. I don't care. If I put myself out there, if I give you a chance to be a part of my life, and you don't take it, now you have to chase me. Hey, what's up? I want to see you. Oh, now it wasn't no talking now, guys. Before, when I DM'd her, it was, basic. No. Now it's, I want to see you. She cut straight to the chase. Why? The mindset. If I'd have been hitting her up, chasing her, or, when are we gonna see each other? Can you confirm? I don't care about none of that. None of that means nothing to me. I do not care. Guys, that mindset will get you any girl you want. I promise you, outcome independence. This is the one thing that has changed my life with dating. I just don't care, but I'm still gonna put in the work. I'm gonna be undeniable. I'm gonna make sure I'm the best I can be in game, style, looks, and status. These 4. How can I be the best I can be? I'm not saying you have to be somebody else. Be the best you can be in these 4 things, then you become undeniable. Because 99% of guys are not even gonna have half of these. How many guys you know have game and status? Not much. How many guys you know have game, status, and looks? Almost 0. How many guys you know have game, status, looks, and style?
All right. So to wrap things up, because I don't want the video to get too long, I want to know, give me your ideal person.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with physical.
Okay. Physically, my ideal person is over 6 feet tall.
Okay.
It's just what I like.
Gotcha.
I want to choose a partner that I'm going to be attracted to for infinity. Okay,
let me rewind. Let me rewind the question. Not ideal, but what you would definitely, I guess I would say, not consider like a burden for you to date, but someone that you can actually see yourself with. Because ideal is like obviously the top of the top.
For sure. Okay, so you know what? Actually, was just having this conversation last night with my brother, and I was saying that I really think that it's important for people to date other people that are very similar to themselves.
Really?
And so
I would definitely disagree, but go ahead.
Right. So I know that there's like this notion that opposites attract.
Okay.
Right? But I have dated people opposite of me.
Okay.
And I just find that there's a lot of problems that can stem for people that are completely opposite of you. You have to have a lot more discussions with them.
Okay.
And you have to do a lot more negotiating and a lot more explaining when they're opposite of you, right?
Okay.
And so sometimes that can cause like friction or like irritation. So
yes.
For example, like I've dated somebody that like doesn't necessarily like to buy gifts.
Like what? Like to buy gifts?
Doesn't really buy gifts. Isn't really a giver, right?
Okay.
Just somebody who's a little bit more nonchalant.
Okay.
And a little bit quieter and a little bit more, to themselves and just like that type of personality, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not like that. I'm very outgoing. I think about people all the time. I love to buy gifts.
Gotcha.
I love to make people smile. I'm always thinking of how I can like make your day brighter, right?
Gotcha.
So if I'm that way, that means that you're going to be always on the receiving end of that, right?
Okay.
And I'm
hold on, pause one second. I definitely disagree. So when you say you'll be on the receiving, you'll always be on the receiving end.
No, the person will be.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So the other person will be on the receiving end. I want to know your I guess they call it your affirmations or
love
exactly.
love language.
So what if they love language is like spending time with you and that's how they give to you?
But you're not supposed to love people based on your love language, and that's the problem. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really important to me in relationship to date somebody that shares my love language.
Got you. So it can be both.
Yeah,
you can feel like it's both. Okay.
If I'm always giving you gifts, right, because that's just something I like to do, but that's not your love language. Like, I'm gonna notice more that you never get me anything.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just I've also dated somebody that is exactly the same way. Like, we both love to cook. We both love to
Y'all was both.
So we're just always doing our thing and jiving. It's great. Instead of me being like, how come you don't talk to me? He doesn't like to talk. So get you a girl that doesn't really like to talk and y'all can both sit and chill and it's not a big deal to anybody, right? So like, let's not get people that are opposite of us, because then you're trying to like pull something out of someone that isn't them, and vice versa. It's more work to be done. To be honest with you. But my love languages are acts of service, number one, and then words of affirmation. Like, I love recognition. Tell me I'm amazing. Tell me you've been listening to my content.
Tell me you've been listening.
Tell me you watch my entire podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me you're interested in me. I want to hear it.
Okay. All right. So moving on with the appearance-wise. Oh,
that's not as important to me anymore.
Okay.
So, you know, I find that there have been men that I didn't find, like, I guess, visually attractive, but like I got so wet for them.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
Yeah. Like, I was super, like, sexually attracted.
Okay.
But they weren't, like, the finest guy I've ever seen. They weren't somebody you would even, like, notice. And I've been with, like, superstars. Like, you know, really fine guys, and I couldn't get turned on with them.
Wow.
So, like, I'm not any type of sexual. I'm not sapial. I'm not demi. But, like...
I don't know what none of those mean. I don't know what none of those mean, but go ahead.
It just, like, for me... Like, how do we interact?
Okay.
Our interaction is going to turn me on.
Gotcha.
It's a bonus if you're, like, tall and hot. But, like, that's not all I need. I don't know. I need more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, let's move away from the attraction, because I'm guessing attraction doesn't play a huge role in...
It's, like, 5th on the list.
It's, like, 5th on the list. Okay. Now, let's talk about the number 1s and number 2s and number 3s.
Okay.
Then.
Let's talk about
it.
it.
So what are your number 1s, number 2s, and number 3s?
Being able to be a provider. 100%.
Okay. So money.
Well, yeah, but not just money, because, like, you can get money and then have no money. Like, I need you to understand and be able to manage money and keep it and allow it to, like, be savvy.
Okay.
Not just, like, you get money. Like, that's not enough for me.
Okay,
right.
got you.
I need the longevity of it.
And in that, the money thing, you looking for a relationship that is more traditional, as in, like, you'd like the person that's, like, stays home, take care of the household?
That's an amazing question. So I do think that I have a lot of traditional aspects as far as how I date, because of the way that my father has instilled certain things in me.
Yeah.
I think I'm a great balance, right? So I am the type of woman that there are men who prefer their woman stay home.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So I'm not opposed to that. If you're like, I would rather you stay home, I'm like, okay, perfect. So while I'm home, what would you like me to be doing? Like, I'm open, but let's talk about it. I'll stay home, but I'm going to have my own business at the house. I'll run it online. I'm going to make money, though, but I'll be at home. So when you get home, the environment and the mood will be set for you, and I can do that, right? And then there are men that are like, I don't want a woman that stays home. You need to work. Okay, cool. I need to work, but I'm not going to do all the chores, cook, and all that jazz. You need to hire somebody for that, because you're not going to run me into the ground. So it just depends, but I definitely need a man that can provide. Like, we can use my income in the household, but I don't want us to need it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. So you can use my income in the household, but I don't want us to need it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about that for
if we
3 seconds.
need my income, you're not making enough for me.
I would agree.
For me.
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. So what's the second?
So the second is sex.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's so important to me.
That's actually number 1 for me, but go ahead.
That's because you're a man.
True.
You already got somebody providing for you. It's you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But sex, like, it needs to be, like, so good.
Okay, I gotta ask. So what if everything else is perfect?
No. Deal breaker.
She already know where I'm going with this. All right, go ahead.
Not gonna waste your time.
Okay, so for you, sex, what is it about the sex that makes it so good for you personally? Because I know every woman is different. It's some women like the craziness and the adventure style.
Right.
Some like the intimacy.
Right.
What for you?
So for me, it's definitely just the connection.
Okay.
I feel like I go into different, like, spiritual realms when I'm having sex.
Okay.
So it's very mental for me, and physical and spiritual. I feel like I'm lucky, one of those lucky women that I feel everything.
Okay.
All my senses during sex, right? And it's a great way to reconnect, right?
Okay.
And so I really cherish that. Sometimes, you know, you can get into a disagreement with, like, the person you're with, or you guys just aren't, like, on the same page about something. But I'm not somebody that always wants to have a conversation. I'm not that woman. Like, we need to talk. That's not me. I'll just be like, take all your clothes off, and this is how we're gonna fix this. And that's it.
That's hot.
Yeah.
All right. So question. What are some things that you feel, as well as maybe you heard from your girlfriends, that men lack in sex?
Oh, definitely just definitely just not knowing what that particular woman wants specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you find out?
Who?
How does the guy find out?
Ask. You need to ask the person that you're with what they like, and not have an ego about it, and not have a chip on your shoulder if she wants to have a conversation about some areas that you guys can make some corrections. There's always room for improvement. You have to be open to knowing that you're not the greatest she ever had, but you can be if you're willing to, learn.
So question.
Yeah.
What if the woman is not, I guess, self-aware enough to even understand what she likes? How does a man navigate that to see how what she likes works?
Ooh, so that's a great question, and it's kind of a difficult question because, like I was saying in another interview, you have to masturbate because
wait. The guy or the girl?
Everybody.
Okay.
Has to masturbate because you have to understand your own erogenous zones. You have to understand what you like, what you don't like, where your certain spots are, how long somebody needs to be there, how it makes you feel, what areas connect, like, do you get wet from nipple stimulation? That's something you should know. So you need to explore your body and then be able to deliver the messages and the information to the person that you're with if you want them to do those things for you.
So let's go back to original questions, what I said though, but how does a guy that's dealing with a woman maybe perceive certain things because again, the question is basically the woman don't know what she likes.
Right. So you asked me like a compound question. So you have to masturbate to know what you like, right? And then you have to be okay with asking the person if you're doing the things that they like. And you also have to be okay saying like, I don't really know what I like.
Okay, let me just straight up ask you, from me to you. If a girl's more turned on, she gets more wet. Straight up.
Yeah.
I'm just making it very clear. Yeah, okay, got you. So it would be safe to say that if you do a certain thing and you feel a girl gets a lot wetter or a lot more involved in the situation, then that actually is something that she enjoys.
Yes, but still ask her. And then ask her why she got so wet. And also know that some women get wetter than others. So just because she's not maybe necessarily getting soaked doesn't mean that she's not enjoying it. Some women just haven't met me yet, and they don't know how to get extremely wet down there.
Gotcha. All right. So now we talked about the first, the second. What's the third and final thing for you? Because I know you said looks is kind of at the bottom.
Right. The third and final thing is having a great relationship with your mother.
Wow.
That's super important to me.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that before. I've heard family, but you said something specific. You said mother.
Yeah,
okay,
because
why is that?
I think that sometimes men, they, subconsciously perceive women in a very specific way based on their own mother. So there are men who love their mother so much, right? They had a great relationship with their mothers. So they tend to be attracted to women that kind of have and share those same qualities as their mother.
Their mom have.
But then there are men who have horrible relationships with their mothers for whatever reason, the upbringing, allowed them to feel that way. And they date women that are completely and totally opposite of their mothers, and they have this negative aspect of women. My mother was this, she did this to me. So they don't realize that the way they might be treating women is because of their relationship. So I really want you to be so close to your mom. Not a mama's boy, but
she made that clear. Yeah, I got you.
A great relationship with your mother. I don't want to compete with her, but it just needs to be healthy. And if you don't have a mother, because that's a situation too, you may have grown up in the house, but what is it that you know about her? Do you know anything about your mother? You didn't get here just from your dad, but I need you to have that maternal, a healthy maternal, relationship, please.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
So now to sum everything up, you would agree in the sense of working on yourself and being the best version of yourself.
Yes.
About this video, but about this video. And you say you disagree with about the energy of it,
I do, and not caring and wanting a woman to pursue you and chase you, because men are givers. You give to me. Women are receivers. That's how we make a baby, right?
Gotcha.
So I think that he's kind of operating in the wrong energy if he wants to lay back and be pursued, because women, we charge by laying horizontally, and men charge their energy by being vertical. And that creates this, right? And so it's really important that he understand where he's going to be at best, which is resting in his masculine energy, not trying to lay up and wait for me to come knocking on the door and seduce him as if he's a woman. Yeah. So
All right.
I would love to talk to this guy.
I would love to talk to you. All right. Well, I'll talk about it another time. So where can they find you on Instagram?
On Instagram, you can find me at I am the Baguru.
Okay, got you. Yeah, if you want some more tips and tricks, definitely hit her up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to watch and continue to finish this video, the link will be in the description below. If you want to follow her, the link will be in the description below as well. Join the Patreon army, and I'm out. Peace.
Thank you.
Oh my God.